Podmas, Christmas time, 30 days, Podmas is here, Podmas is here.
Off, motherfuckers.
Please move your microphone back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Podmas episode. I'm Tim, Wembembo on everything, one of your hosts. I'm joined by my brother, Joey Fitz.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling secure and safe.
That's great. Love that for you. I'm also joined by the Northern boy, Alex.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing, Alex? You good?
I'm good. Joey scuffed the episode for me now because I'm just going to wet myself every time he moves his microphone.
Oh,
Alex wets himself frequently in our episode. It's just excitement of seeing people.
Other humans.
Oh my god, they're talking to me. Oh, my trousers are warm and much heavier than they were before.
No, the problem is from being up the north, I'm not used to being able to see and talk to people on this internet thing.
Oh, I see.
Although down south they're all miserable and don't talk to each other, so
That's true.
That's why the Midlands is the best.
Sweet spot, baby.
Or is it just the worst of both sides?
No, it's the best of everything.
We're here this episode to talk about the Game Awards. They're a thing that happened, but we're going to go through the categories, the ones that we mostly care about, and discuss the nominees and the winner, what we thought should have won, and if it were our decision. And we'll go from there. Am I right in thinking that we really can't be fucked with the esports stuff or the content creator of the year?
Yeah. Well, no, because content creator of the year is a good one.
Okay, cool. We'll do content creator of the year.
I only know one of them, and it's the one that won, and he's a funny man.
Me too. So, content creator of the year, the nominees were Usada Pecora, Typical Gamer, Techno Gamers, Ilio Juan, and Queso, and of course, Queso won.
Queso.
Was he able to fit in the arena that they held the award ceremony in?
No.
I'm going to say I don't know any of them.
You don't know Queso? You'll have seen Queso on TikTok. He's a streamer, and his whole stream is built off of the fact that his audience make fat jokes about him.
That's it.
Is it Queso the same way it's spelled for the food?
No, it's Caseoh.
And he always comes up with
him,
buddy.
Him, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah,
he's a funny man.
Very funny man. Can take a joke very well as well.
Seems like a nice bloke.
Very, very nice bloke. That's a pretty straightforward one for us to get. Next one, most anticipated game of 2025. The nominees were Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds. Gentlemen, discuss.
Monster Hunter Wilds. Give me Monster Hunter. That's it. No.
I personally, I'd agree. I think that there is no chance anything other than GTA 6 will.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
That was a lock for GTA 6.
Yeah, and that's assuming it actually comes out in 2025.
But you can't argue that it would be a worthy winner. Monster Hunter Wilds looks great and will be fun, but GTA 6, I think, is a worthy winner.
Well, yeah, GTA 6 is GTA, isn't it? It's going to win.
Yeah, landing of the theftings of the autos.
And who actually won, Tim?
Grand Theft Auto 6 did win. I personally would have also gone for Monster Hunter Wilds, if not Metroid Prime 4. But I get why GTA 6 won.
Ghost of Yotei also looks quite interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the Ghost of
Tsushima sequel?
Tsushima, thank you. I keep going to say Hiroshima, but that's definitely not it.
You've blended two things there.
I've blended two words, and half of them are places. It's the sequel to that, right? Or the spin-off of that. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Great. Best adaptation. This is the best film and TV adaptation of a video game. The nominees were Arcane, League of Legends, Fallout, Knuckles, the movie, Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. I'll be honest, I didn't know there was a Tomb Raider thing out this year.
Yeah, there was a lot of the typical controversy online that you'd expect of, oh, she looks like a strong woman, we can't have that.
How
Okay.
dare she not just be a big pair of pointy boobs?
Why can't I eat while watching my TV anymore?
No, Fallout 1.
Fallout 1, for the record.
Fallout was very good, very enjoyable.
Fallout was fantastic. Yakuza was very disappointing, and that really hurts.
I think it was probably I think it was a lot closer between Fallout and Arcane than we maybe give it credit for, because Arcane was very, very well received.
Yeah, I mean,
is League of Legends one of them that's Blizzard?
No, that's Riot.
It's Riot.
Right. Oh, is that the one?
That's the one you can uninstall.
I still can't uninstall it. I can't support anything that's League of Legends because it's a fucking virus. No. I mean, like, laugh all you want. Genuinely, it is stuck on my computer and I cannot get rid of it. It's 12.5 gigabytes on a hard drive that I don't want there, and I've tried to delete multiple times, but cannot delete.
After this recording, I think I might have a way to help you out here, but I'll show you after.
It's a magnet along your hard drive.
Yeah, just
League
throw
of
it down the
Legends.
stairs.
Fuck Riot. I'm never installing that shit again.
But Fallout,
I don't think Riot had anything to do with Arcane other than here's the license, did they?
No, it was a Netflix production.
It was a Netflix adaptation, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't care.
From what I hear, it's pretty good. You don't even have to be a League fan, so that means as long as you're a functioning member of society, you can probably enjoy Arcane.
And if you're not a functioning member of society, you can enjoy League of Legends.
Exactly. You probably already do.
Something for everyone.
But Fallout 1, rightfully so, in my opinion. It was a phenomenal
Yeah.
Not the Fallout.
Yeah. Massive spoilers for the end of Fallout, by the way. I'm saying the spoiler now. When they showed off New Vegas at the end, I audibly gasped. I'm so excited for what they do with the next season.
Yeah, but that's because you're the kind of guy that likes to roll around.
They call me the Big Eye.
Or you the big ass.
And he set the world on fire.
Best multiplayer game. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, Warhammer 40k, Space Marine 2.
I played a number of them multiplayer, actually.
I did too.
I'd give it to Helldivers.
I get that Helldivers is still releasing content, but it feels a little weird that it's up there to me.
Yeah, because it's an older game. Well, I say older, it's a couple of years now, isn't it?
Was it last year?
It was last year.
Oh, I mean, I'd still give it to Helldivers. I think it's the best one out of them.
I mean, I'm obviously going to be biased towards Tekken 8.
Yeah, I would have loved to have said Warhammer 40k, but it was one of those games that kind of came and went in the space of 2 or 3 weeks. Don't get me wrong, it was phenomenal. It was a good game.
Twice I played it.
How did you find it?
It was fine.
Good.
Yeah.
That is as far as I'd go, though. I think people went a bit mad because it was released at a time where Helldivers was really declining, and people were almost using it as look how cool a game can be when you listen to your audience. And then Helldivers were like, okay, we'll listen to our audience, and everyone was like, well, can't be bothered with this Warhammer shit anymore.
It's a shame because the Warhammer 40k universe is really cool.
It is very
really
cool.
Fun. But it from what I understand, you're absolutely hitting the nail on the head there. It's kind of filling the space that Helldivers 2 temporarily vacated.
Yes. Tim, have you played Space Marine 2?
I actually haven't. I played Space Marine 1 and very much enjoyed it.
You have it available to you. You should try it. I think it's a bit of a spectacle.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I just thought because it was more of a linear mission-based game, it just ran out of steam quite quickly for me.
Sure. But
one of the things that really annoyed me with it. Sorry?
I was going to say, this is for the multiplayer award specifically.
So the weird thing with that is the multiplayer. To play the maps in multiplayer mode, you need to have completed them in the single player already first.
Interesting.
Which is a weird. I don't understand it. It's like an unlock mechanic almost, but it doesn't make sense. But like, let's say I'd played all the way through, and you guys hadn't played anything. I could start a match on, say, level 7 that yous have never seen, and you'd be able to join, but your host has to have played the mission.
Right. Okay.
And And I don't know.
Bit silly, really.
And there wasn't a lot of missions either.
There was a team deathmatch that no one ever tried.
There was a team deathmatch that I tried, and it was,
Eh.
yeah.
Very
So
eh.
if you were to give it to a game, what would it be?
For this category,
Yeah.
probably Helldivers.
All right.
Helldivers
gets
or
it.
Black Ops.
Black Ops is fun, but I don't think it can get it. I think the gameplay is really good. I think the maps are terrible.
The maps in Black Ops 2, 6. Fucking hell, I just said 2. That's showing my age. The maps in Black Ops 6 are not great.
No.
Like, it feels like maybe 1 in every 8 matches you're like, oh, I like this map. And then the other 7 matches you're just like, I hate everything about this. It's people lying down the game.
Yes.
Whereas when we were playing multiplayer on Modern Warfare 3, it was like
Running gun.
95% of the maps was like, yeah, we like this map.
Yeah.
We love this.
Although, have you guys seen that Verdanska's coming back to Warzone?
Yeah, it's a Warzone.
Oh, yeah.
We love Verdansk.
Joey doesn't like Verdansk.
Joey doesn't like Warzone.
Ah, no, I like Warzone.
I only like hardcore because I'm a hardcore kind of guy. Look at me, I'm so
Damn.
hardcore.
Look at him go.
Warzone
You want
is
more?
for babies because they take more shots and more skill to kill.
Warzone, more like Warzone.
Exactly. Babies.
Best
Madly.
best sports and racing game. Formula 1 2024, EA Sports FC 25, NBA 2K25, Top Spin 2K25, or WWE 2K24.
I played one of those games, Tim. Can you guess which one it is?
Formula 1,
Incorrect.
WWE.
Yes.
How was it?
I actually quite enjoy it. I don't follow wrestling at all, but the games have a real hold on me. They're really enjoyable.
That's appropriate for a wrestling game to have a hold on you.
Yeah, it's a big old grappling hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've managed to develop a fighting game gameplay that works well with the vast array of moves that you get in wrestling, and you can develop your character right down to sort of, what is your holding back and doing a low punch move, what do you do there kind of thing.
I mean, fighting games for me famously have a very, very shallow move pool because they're for people with very smooth brains.
Sure.
So I'm only saying that to wind you up.
I agree.
I actually think that this one, 2K24, feels a lot more like the sort of games like SmackDown versus Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a game. On the
Which was
PS2.
really, really fun. Yeah. Those are the ones
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. And then I got involved again with, was it 2K21? The one that was an absolute disaster?
Yeah, that might have been 2K21 or 2020.
One of the two. I got into it, that one, and didn't think it was that bad. I got it at the end of its life cycle, so everything was fixed. But this one's quite fun again.
Yeah.
So that the award's going to that from the Game Club pod.
For us, yeah, but only because I've not played any of the others. I think F1 24 is meant to be glitchy as hell, and how EA FC 25 is in there is beyond me. It's because it's got a following, because I've seen the most ridiculous gameplay, and all online, of it being completely broken. It's
Well, not only was it nominated, it won this year.
It doesn't surprise me because it's a popularity vote, but
Sure.
it's a shame because I think you could do so much better with a football simulator. And having been a big FIFA fan in the past, I didn't get into FC 24, but having been a big fan of FIFA in the past, there's potential there, and all you need to do is make sure it doesn't feel like you're purely there to fleece your customers, and they do.
Oh yeah, that's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
That's EA for you. Best sim and strategy game: Frostpunk 2, Age of Mythology Retold, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess, Mana Lords, or Unicorn Overlord.
I've not played any of these.
I have played one of them.
Alex?
I've played. What was the first one?
Frostpunk 2.
Frostpunk 2. I've played a bit of Frostpunk 1. I've played Age of Mythology, and I've played Mana Lords. So I've never even heard Path of the Unicorn. Or whatever it was.
Unicorn Overload.
Unicorn
never heard of
Overlord,
it.
sorry. Or the other one.
Kunitagami Path of the Goddess is a game that I was actually really looking forward to at launch. It's Capcom made, and I'm a big Capcom fan. Love their stuff. And this was fun. I'm not a sim strategy guy, but it was fun. It was pretty, and it satiated the weeb in me. So that is. I haven't played any of the others, so by default, I'd have to give it to that if it were me.
I'd probably give it to Age of Mythology. Mana Lords was fine, but they tried to mix a sort of realism sort of stuff of what's that other one? What's that? Can't remember. It's gone.
Gone.
Yeah, but it's
Great
tried
point,
to mix a. It's tried to mix a sort of realism look with a strategy game, and it's a bit.
I
it's a
played
bit
the old Age
jarring.
of Mythology. If it's anything like that, then that would win for me.
Oh yeah, Age of Mythology hasn't changed its formula much.
Cool.
Well, then that wins.
Age of Mythology gets it from us, but the winner of that category from the Game Awards was Frostpunk 2.
Okay.
Not surprised.
Sure. Best family game: Princess Peach, Showtime, Astrobot, Super Mario Party Jamboree, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire.
So this was the Nintendo category.
A little bit of Steam
With an
in there.
entrance from PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the Plucky what?
The Plucky Squire is actually a really cool game. So the whole thing with it is that you play as effectively an avatar going through kids' books that are all like pop-up and adventure. So it's a little bit roguelike-y. It's a little bit action-adventure-y. It's a little bit Metroidvania-y as you kind of like dip through these like fantastical worlds you could be a squire in one part and like a soldier in another part. It's really interesting. Plus, the art style varies from book to book, so they've had to have like multiple art directors in. I really like that thing.
I was going to say, I'm looking at it now and it looks really cool. I think just out of the fact that it's something unique and a bit different, it would have to go to that. But I know that Astrobot has been incredibly well received as well.
Well, I played the original Astrobot game, the demo that came with the PS5, and yes, it was definitely more of a, here's what our fancy new controller can do, and here's the SSD on the PS5 and whatever, but it was really fun. Like, genuinely really fun. And I haven't had the chance to play Astrobot, but if it's anything like what I played, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it won Best Family Game this year.
Yeah, and all you know, the Nintendo games, they're all just... It's rehashing the same stuff every time. Like, no bad word to Nintendo. They make incredible games, but it does just feel like every time... When there's a new Zelda game, it's just a Zelda game with a stupid feature. A new Pokemon game is a Pokemon game with a stupid feature.
Well, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom it had the same kind of playstyle as the Link's Awakening remake, but the whole idea was that by beating enemies or destroying objects, I think it is, or getting scrolls for objects, you can summon objects and enemies in the world to effectively act as as tools for you. So if you need to climb a cliff face, there'd be nothing stopping you from making a staircase out of tables that you've destroyed, that sort of thing. Apparently very broken from what I hear. But then there's Super Mario Party Jamboree, which is, I think, another compilation game of the Mario Party titles, which they've done a few times in a row now. And Princess Peach Showtime was a Princess Peach game no one really talks about. And to be honest, I forgot launched.
I knew it existed, but...
And you're the Nintendo guy.
I don't know if I'm the Nintendo guy, but...
the Timtendo, that's what they call you.
That's my YouTube channel. But no, it doesn't surprise me that Astrobot won. I would have liked to have seen the Plucky Squire win, but those are my thoughts.
Astrobot be Astrobot.
Astrobot do be Astrobot, and Sony have the money.
I mean, Nintendo have the money too.
Sure. But they spread their things over 3 games.
They do. Silly Nintendo.
Yeah,
I think the thing is, Nintendo don't need to bother because they know that people are going to buy the game.
Of course they will.
They know that a Zelda fan's going to buy a Zelda game and a Pokemon fan's going to buy a Pokemon game. It doesn't matter what they release.
Yeah.
It'll sell.
Yeah. Anyone? Any other thoughts for best family game?
Yeah, I'm not bashing on Nintendo.
Sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it either.
Not at all. Best fighting game. This is my bread and butter. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and Tekken 8. So, this is the rare category where I have played every single one of these games.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
Alex, how many have you played?
I've played Sparking Zero.
Okay.
I've installed Tekken 8.
Okay.
Joey, how many have you played?
Zero.
Zero. So, I spoke about this on Two Blokes from Blighty a little while ago, but I'm going to quickly rattle off why I wasn't particularly happy with the fighting game category this year. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, great game, exceptional game made by Arc System Works, and it came out in October 2023.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason it's on this list is because it came out after the cutoff for the Game Awards last year. If it had been any earlier, it would probably be on that list instead of this one. So a game that came out last year, I see why it's there. I don't necessarily agree that it should be there. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I'm not going to gatekeep and be like, oh, it's not a traditional fighter, but it's definitely a very casual arena fighter, and they have their place, but it's just not, up to the same kind of scratch that Street Fighter and Tekken are.
Yeah, casuals.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Those are a compilation of games that came out in 1998. So I don't know why they're here in 2024. I get that it's cool that we're getting a new release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but that game is like nearly 30 years old now. Let's move on. Multiverses, and this is my biggest gripe, came out in 2022 and then won Best Fighting Game, and then they pulled it from every single storefront saying, lol, it's a beta. And then they put it back out this year saying now it's the full release, and then it was up for Best Fighting Game again. So,
did it win?
My issue is that if we're allowing betas, where's 2XKO? That was the League of Legends fighting game that came out this year, and that was phenomenal. The beta for it came out this year, I should say. And
hold on, Tim, before you carry on. It automatically can't be nominated because League of Legends is a twatty company.
Sure,
League of Legends mentioned.
Okay, League of Legends mentioned. So, okay, let's imagine it's not League of Legends. Imagine it's any other fighting game. Let's say Street Fighter 7 gets a beta, right?
Okay.
It wouldn't be
call it Dark Souls Fighter.
Sure, Dark Scraps.
Dark Scraps.
So Dark Scraps gets a beta, and it gets and it's now up for fighting game of the year. But if we're following Multiverses rules, but it's a beta, it's not out. The game's not out, so it shouldn't have been up there. But then if we are allowing betas and we're counting that game as released, why is Multiverses back up there again?
It's stupid. It's stupid that for a yearly award show based on stuff that came out during the year, that there's a game that's been nominated twice.
Yeah,
it's probably the only game in Game Awards history that's done that.
Yeah, Tekken 8 won, rightfully so. I think it's the only one of these games that really ticks all the boxes here. And Tekken 8's a phenomenal game. Questionable DLC practices aside, it's an exceptional fighting game.
And justice has prevailed.
Yeah. I'd give it to Tekken 8 in case it wasn't obvious. I don't know about you guys.
So here's a question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Let's say that Grand Blue blah blah long title did get into the nominations for 2023.
Yeah.
Do you remember who won last year?
I don't.
Street Fighter 6.
Deserved.
Do you think Grand Blue would have stood a chance?
I think it would have stood a chance. It's a very different anime fighter.
Because the thing is, all the other games in the category for last year were a bit crap.
What were the games last year? There's Street Fighter 6, which obviously
Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, again a great game. God of Rock.
No.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
Again, I think had a beta last year. I think it might have also got full release towards the end of the year, but it was definitely unfinished when it came out.
And Pocket Bravery.
I don't know much about Pocket Bravery at all. I mean, Just make an exception and put Grand Blue in there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Revolt your title of fighting game lord, Tim, because you don't know what Pocket, whatever it is about.
Pocket Bravery.
I was going to say Pocket Monsters, but that is Pokemon.
That's Pokemon.
Yeah.
So Tekken 8 for me. Any other thoughts from you guys?
No.
As someone who doesn't know or play fighting games, Tim, your opinion matters greatly to me, which is why I would give it to Multiverses.
Okay, all right. We're moving very swiftly on.
And look out for an episode sometime next year. Ooh. Foreshadowing.
On Multiverses, yeah?
Yeah.
No, on Pocket Bravery.
Best RPG. Another contentious topic here. Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Didn't play any of them. One of them isn't even a game.
One of them is DLC. I played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's great, and Like a Dragon's on my list of things to play. But I haven't
I
played
gave
it yet.
it to Final Fantasy VII because Tim has played it.
Sure.
If I remember correctly, didn't Dragon's Dogma 2 have a really, really bad release with a lot of microtransactions and fast travel behind a paywall?
You had to pay for fast travel.
I think it was overblown. I think there was ways of getting it in the game legitimately. They obviously added hours and hours and hours of gameplay, which for a game, hours and hours and hours of gameplay should be a given. But I think presenting it in the way they did was a shitty way of doing it.
Yeah.
More so than... I mean, they shouldn't have done it in the first place. I still think that the Red Dead Redemption 2 method of unlocking fast travel later is a good one. I'm sure that Dragon's Dogma 2, if I'm putting on my stupid... taking off my tinfoil hat and putting on my I'm a dumbass who believes anything hat, I'm sure they had the best intentions of doing it and getting you to explore the land naturally. However, announcing on launch day that you can fast travel as long as you pay for it is a stupid move.
Yeah, it was a real shot in the foot.
Thing is, there's already the established method in RPGs and MMOs of unlocking fast travels, which is travel to the place by foot and then you unlock the fast travel. What's wrong with that?
Find bird, grab bird, fly.
Eat bird,
Yeah, pretty much.
walk to place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I would give it to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm sure I'm going to love Infinite Wealth, but I haven't played it yet, so I can't give an opinion.
What one, Tim?
Right.
What one was Metaphor ReFantazio, aka Persona again?
I've heard it was good.
I've heard it was good.
I've got no problem with that. I'm not going to get bitter because I hated Persona. Yeah, fair enough that it won.
Cool.
Did that sound like I had more of a point than I made?
It sounded like it was moving further somewhere, but it's fine. Best action adventure game. The nominees were Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. Joey, you played one of these.
One of these games. I really enjoyed Silent Hill 2. I am still going to sit on my high horse and say remakes, DLCs, and remasters shouldn't be part of these categories. They should have their own category. I would give it to the Prince of Persia because it looked fun and also because we had Adam El Hagar on the show and he was in it.
Yep. Great criteria.
There you go. I can't advocate for Silent Hill 2 enough. I really would like to do it as an episode. It's really fun. It's really well done and it's very faithful. But it's not a new game.
No, it's a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, have you played any of these? Any thoughts on these?
I have played exactly 0 of them. I've seen Joey play Silent Hill 2. It looks like a very good game, but like he said, shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to abstain from voting and let Joey decide.
That's how Donald Trump gets into power.
Oh, you've ruined America, Alex. For what it's worth, Astrobot won that category.
Doesn't surprise me. Astrobot swept it.
Best action game: Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2.
It's doing so well. I've played all but one of these.
Oh, which one haven't you played?
Stellar Blade.
Oh, I probably could have worked that out based on the conversation earlier.
I think Stellar Blade's an anime game, isn't it? So
I think so, yeah.
So I won't be playing it anytime soon.
Yeah, it is.
Tim, how many have you played?
I have played Black Ops 6 and Helldivers 2.
Okay, and out of those two, which was the better action game?
I mean, Helldivers 2.
Okay.
Granted, I've not played the campaign of Black Ops 6. That could be incredible.
It's meant to be very good.
Alex, how many of these have you played?
I've played Black Ops, Warhammer, and Helldivers 2. I've seen Black Myth Wukong, and I've seen very good things from it.
Yep.
I want to play it.
I've seen the producer having a tantrum that he didn't win Game of the Year. Spoilers.
Oh, God. Because...
We'll get to it.
I would give this to Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fucking great game.
It looks incredible.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I would put it up there with Elden Ring in terms of difficulty, which I really think is the hardest of the FromSoft games. But it's really fun and really interesting, and the action scenes, the opening sequence. If you haven't seen it, go and watch the opening sequence. It's absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah.
I know you said we'll go back to it, Tim, but can we talk about the Black Myth Wukong thing?
Oh yeah, sure. So
because without spoiling who won Game of the Year, Black Myth Wukong did not.
Yep.
Some people have got very upset about that and have taken to review bombing Baldur's Gate 3.
Because the producer of Baldur's Gate 3 announced the award. He didn't pick the award, he announced
He also called out the industry, and he was last year's Game of the Year winner. But he called out the entire games industry, especially AAA game developers.
But the producer of Black Myth Wukong, I don't know his name, but I was reading an article about it earlier.
His name is Jack Myth Wukong.
Cool. Thank you, Jack Myth Wukong. He essentially went out and was like, all the other games that were up for Game of the Year, including ours, were great. I just think the judges for the category don't understand the criteria for Game of the Year, calling them confused.
Okay, we'll get on to it.
But Black Myth Wukong did win Best Action Game this year.
Very much deserved.
Yeah.
Best AR and VR game. I haven't played any of these. Do you want to skip them?
We can skip that, yeah.
I've never played AR, VR games.
Okay,
no, that's not true. I did. I played Super Hot on the PlayStation VR.
Not on this list. You're getting rid of the category.
It was also about 6 years ago. So
there you go. That's our game of the year.
Hot.
Best mobile game: AFK Journey, Balatro, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zone Zero. I have played 3 of these.
2.
I've played 2.
I'm going to guess you guys have played Balatro and Pokemon.
Yes.
I have also played those 2, as well as Zenless Zone Zero. It was fine.
Was there much Zen in the Zone Zero?
It wasn't very Zen. It was very chaotic and very microtransaction-y.
Well, if I remember rightly, it's part of the Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact line, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made by the same team, so it's
it's the same gacha cash grab, really.
Well, that's it. It's a reference.
Star Rail and
It's just a reference. Is it Community?
They're all cartoon games.
That's why I don't care about them.
Yeah. But to reference Community or Arrested Development, I can't remember which one it is, but it's the proverbial dead dove do not eat bag.
Yeah, you can keep making all of these games. It's like dissecting a frog. You haven't learned anything and the frog's still dead.
There you go.
Yeah.
So really, it's between Balatro and Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket, and to me, it's as much as I'm really enjoying the Pokemon TCG app. I was looking forward to it for about a year. Still very much enjoying it. It's got to go to Balatro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think yeah.
Yesterday, I'd have said yes. but the new packs are out on Pokemon TGC, and I am fucking hooked again.
Oh yeah, no, I'm all over it.
And we're all on our phones.
I guess the thing is, for in favour of Balatro, I would say, although Pokemon TGC has the battle element, the main part of it, Tim, stop texting us while we're in the fucking episode. And you got the rarest card in the new pack. Just stop playing it, Tim.
I need that EX Cerebi.
You've lost my point in a vortex of idiocy. In favour of Balatro, I would say that about a quarter of Pokemon TCG is actually a game. The rest is collecting shiny things on a screen. Whereas Balatro is a game.
I would agree 100%.
What you've described there, collecting shiny things on a screen, is basically how I play Pokemon anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's got to go to Balatro, right?
Balatro,
baby. It did win that as well, by the way. Best mobile game. Best debut indie game. Balatro, Animal Well, Mana Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire.
I'd really like to play Animal Well.
I've not seen anything about it. I don't know what it is.
It looks really... It's like Metroidvania.
I'm going to look it up right now.
It looks brilliant. I've only played Balatro.
Oh, so I don't like that creepy deer that's on the... kangaroo that's on the screen.
He's a bloody...
It looks very pretty.
Kangaroo, mate. But it's it looks really good. I think it'd be really, really fun. But I haven't played it yet, so can't say fairer than that.
Oh, it's got to go to Balatro.
Yep, Balatro again.
Have either of you seen the thing about Balatro that the developer came out with? I think it was yesterday, about their rating on the Peggy store.
Yes, the European Age Rating Commission thing, whatever, has given them an 18.
Yes, because they have gambling in their game. However, FIFA, EAFC 25, which, as we already know, won Sports Game of the Year, actively encourages a loot box system. And as a result, you would think includes gambling. Does it fuck? It got a 3+.
Yep.
So the developer said, maybe I'll just introduce some predatory microtransaction loot box style gaming and they'll give me a 3+ rating.
Yeah. Good on you, Local Thunk, for calling them out. Balatro won, by the way. Not good. Yep. Best community support. Final Fantasy 14. Baldur's Gate 3, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky. Yet another category where I've played at least some of all of these games.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
The amount of updates you get for Baldur's Gate for hotfixes is, well, sometimes a little bit jarring, if I'm honest. But
it seems to be there's an update every week.
Yes. It's good, though. It's good that they've done it because it shows that they actually care about. Although it would be nice of them to do some fixes in Act 3.
It would be great if we could get some Act 3 fixes. Love the game, love Act 3, but good lord, is it a bit buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex, thoughts on those categories?
I'd give it to Baldur's Gate as well. It's like you say, it's another one of those categories. I've played every single game in this category. Because I'm looking at that. I'd zoned out for a second while you were reading everything off for it, but I've played every game in the category. And yeah, Baldur's Gate, Final Fantasy 14, decent community support.
Yeah.
But the problem is, because it's an MMO, you've got plenty of people who are the opposite of supportive.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. In previous years, I probably would have given it to Final Fantasy 14. I've been on the podcast before saying it's my favorite MMO that I've ever played. And normally they come out with some massive expansion like once a year that really shapes and changes the community, normally in a very positive way. But I actually don't know what they did this year. I have no idea what they've done.
Dawn Trail came out this year, I think.
Was that not at the end of last year? I could be very wrong.
I feel like it was this year, but I'm not. Dawn Trail, there we go. 2024, July 2024.
Wow, okay.
And from what I've heard from people who are friends of mine who are very into Final Fantasy XIV, it was not very good.
Oh, really?
Well,
that's not great.
Apparently, it's been the weakest expansion.
Man, that's a shame. Oh, well. That was Best Community Support. Baldur's Gate naturally wins. Fair enough. Best Independent Game. Animal Well, Balatro, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Neva and UFO 50. I've played one of them and it was Balatro and it's already won a lot of awards.
I've only heard of one and it was Balatro.
And it's already won a lot of awards. Balatro
it's
wins.
already-
Balatro wins. Very quick category. Next one.
As well.
Best Ongoing Game. Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, or Helldivers 2.
I've played two of them, but I won't give an award to Fortnite, so congratulations, Helldivers 2. The Joey Award is yours.
I mean, I've played Destiny 2. I haven't played Diablo 4. I've heard it's pretty good for the most part. Aside from the occasional online microtransaction and for a while always online shit. Final Fantasy 14, again, I'd normally give it that, but I don't know what they've really done this year. Fortnite, fine, whatever. Helldivers 2 gets it for me.
Yeah, but
I've
also
realised this.
you can tell people to take the L.
That's true. And
I
then
realise that's another category where I've played all the games.
You've played all these games?
I think so.
Have you played Diablo 4?
Yeah.
Wow,
Played it on release.
That makes sense.
But yeah, no,
You
Helldivers.
said it was the thing, and then you said it really was the thing.
Wow. I can't believe I was told the truth.
Bum, bum, bum.
What are we saying? Helldivers 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. It also
Why not?
won. Game Awards also gave it that. Games for Impact. I'll be honest, I've only ever heard of one of these, and it's because I hate the series.
Is that
Life is Strange?
Life is Strange. Yeah, I hate the series as well. Can't stand it.
Why do you hate the series?
Oh, it's just one of these. Look how over it's kind of got the same framing and I guess narrative depth and tone as 13 Reasons Why.
Okay.
It's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. However, 13 Reasons Why at least had the courtesy of getting really dumb in the last 3 seasons. So that was at least fun to watch.
Okay, can you actually read what are the nominees for this one?
Yeah, Closer the Distance, Indica, Neva, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and Tales of Kenzara Zhao. I have heard of Senua's Saga, I should say. I've played Hellblade 1. It was pretty good.
I've played Hellblade 2.
How was it?
Slow.
Cool.
It was good, right? The imagery was really good. The storytelling was really good. But it was very slow, and I stopped playing it because it was too slow.
Yeah.
I really fancy playing Indica.
I don't know anything about it.
It's a game that has like 25 different styles within it. It looks very good.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. You're making a lot of editing for yourself here, Tim.
I am. Oh wow, this is not the art direction I was expecting.
No, I wasn't
It
either.
might be. It might be. So at some point in the game,
Do you play as a nun?
you are in a monastery,
Yeah. Nuneaton.
convent. You are in Nuneaton. One day on Two Blokes, I'll tell you about the time I got stranded in Nuneaton.
It resulted in Indica.
I became a nun.
So we're going with Hellblade 2 just on the fact that Joey's played it.
I have actually played that award.
Wow.
It's the Joey Award.
Well
Yay.
earned. So that's that one then. Innovation in accessibility. So this is where developers have gone out of their way to make things more inclusive, be that with things like colorblind features or particular audio design or audio options for those hard of hearing.
Love this category.
Yeah, it's really important. Black Ops 6 is up there. Diablo 4, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws is probably in there because it taught people to exercise their right to refunds.
Very good. I've only played Black Ops.
Yeah, I've only played Black Ops.
I think this is a harder category for us because while it is a very, very important category and more games should make efforts in it, none of us need any of the accessibility features, do we? So, I mean, the furthest I go with accessibility features is I turn on subtitles.
That's about it for me as well.
So it's one of those where
no, that's not true because we all turn on the colorblind mode on Balatro.
That's true. However,
That's very
Balatro's not
true.
up there.
Well, it's the only one that was accessible in my eyes.
Balatro also.
we're giving it to
Balatro
Balatro.
for winning a category you weren't even.
Let's go through all
nominated
these
for.
categories again and just put Balatro as the winner.
My favorite sports game, Balatro.
Balatro. Racing game, Balatro.
My favorite
No.
esports game, Balatro.
I've only ever played Black Ops 6 out this list. I don't know much about accessibility features, but what I do know is that obviously now Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard, who are responsible for producing the Call of Duty series, and Microsoft are very heavy on the whole inclusivity and accessibility thing.
Microsoft,
I feel like
modular controller advert made me cry. It was
it's a phenomenal advert, and it's a brilliant invention.
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen it, essentially it's a bit like a pegboard that you can just plug modular parts of a controller in to suit an individual person's need. If they have, like, for example, if they suffer from motor neuron syndrome and only have limited mobility on some of their fingers, or they can't move their hands at all and they're restricted to arm movement or neck movement, for example, they have made a modular array of controllers to plug into this single unit that then allows you to remap the controls so those people could also play Xbox games without the developers needing to step in.
Made me
Phenomenal
cry.
support.
That's incredible. So
It is.
you could so you could make a controller that you could use one-handed if you needed to.
Absolutely.
That's phenomenal, and I can't imagine the amount of work that's gone into doing that.
They released that a couple of years ago, and I'm not going to say that had a direct influence on Black Ops 6's development. Obviously, Black Ops is now owned. Well, Call of Duty is now owned by Microsoft. There's going to have been some sway in there.
So Microsoft's accessible controller from about 10 years ago wins.
Wins the award. Oh, Alex, remind me after this. I'll send you the link to the video.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Best performance.
Sorry,
This
Tim,
is
what actually won the award for the last one?
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Well done,
very cool.
Adam.
Great work, Adam. Best performance. This is best vocal work from a actor in a game. We've got Hannah Tell from Life is Strange Double Exposure, Brianna White from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Humberly Gonzalez from Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts from Silent Hill 2, and Milena Jurgens from Sona's Saga Hellblade 2. Brianna White in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Before I give my thoughts, who won?
Melina Jurgens for Hellblade 2.
Absolutely deserved.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that game for its. So, you said you've played the first one.
Yes.
Alex, have you played either of the Hannah? Oh my god,
Hellblades.
Hellblade games.
They are right up your street.
Well, they're really good. Like the storytelling, it's slow, but the storytelling is good. And I think one of the reasons it's slow is the whole thing is narrated as a monologue, so that the voice actor, who I'm not going to offend anyone by trying to pronounce their name or say things like that, but the voice actor must have spent like literal weeks in the recording studio, and some of the voice lines are like they are really intense at points. So yeah, it absolutely deserved. I would have loved to say Silent Hill 2 because it was really good. I don't even mind that it's a remake for this category, but yeah, absolutely deserved.
Yeah.
Hellblade 2.
I mean, if it's anything like Hellblade 1, then yeah, the audio direction alone.
But
helps carry that.
it's on Game Pass. I'd encourage you to give it a go.
I think Hellblade 1 cleaned up quite well at the 2017 awards, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Did
I
very
remember
well.
It won sound design, I know that much. And I think, did it win Game of the Year?
I don't think it won Game of the Year.
Hmm.
Could be mistaken. So it's going to Melina Jurgens for their performance in Sona Saga Hellblade 2. Best audio design: Astrobot, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2 would win it for me.
I think Rebirth would probably win it for me.
Alex, any of them?
I don't think I've played any of them, but
You played Black Ops.
Yeah, but Black Ops is pew pew boom. Yeah. The sound, like, I'm sure that people who are very into their guns would hear one of those guns from Modern Warfare or from Black Ops, sorry, and go, that's an AR-15 or that's a whatever. I don't care. They all just go pew pew.
Bang.
But I remember I watched you playing a lot of Silent Hill 2, Joey, and the sound design on that was
Chef's
very,
kiss.
very good. Yeah.
So are we saying Silent Hill 2?
Yeah.
Nice.
What
winner
one?
of that, by the way, was Hellblade 2 again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, get it. That's totally fine. Best score in music: Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. I'm going to give it a Rebirth. It's exceptional. It had the full support of the Final Fantasy Orchestra team. It had the original composition team from the original Final Fantasy VII come in for it.
Very
Loved
cool.
it.
Haven't played it. I'd go with Silent Hill again. It was so minimal, but it was done to a T.
I don't know if I've made my feelings clear on a recording or if it was just in a chat with you guys. I'm bored of seeing Final Fantasy remakes and remasters and rebirths and all of that, but I would have to give this to Final Fantasy because the music in Final Fantasy is always incredible.
Yep.
It's always good. It never misses.
It just don't miss.
It slap.
It do be slapping. All right, well, the winner of that was actually Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again. So
Fair.
great call. Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Neva.
Black Myth, because it's cool. But I think it probably went to Metaphor.
It did go to Metaphor, and Metaphor is a very unique looking game. I don't know. I feel like there were more interesting looking games that came out this year.
Such
Like,
as?
well, that's the thing. Balatro for a start. Let's give it to Balatra. No, I can't. I don't know if there's like, obviously I'm going to say things like Tekken were very pretty, but obviously they weren't unique as such, which is obviously what best art direction is aiming for. Not necessarily to be different for the sake of different, but you know, to cater towards its entire art and graphical direction.
Can I tell you my favourite art direction for 2024? It's not listed in that list. It's a game I've barely played, but my God, what I've played is outstanding. Forgive Me, Father 2.
Now, I've seen Forgive Me, Father 2's trailer.
Look at it. Just look at the Steam page and tell me that doesn't look hella cool and interesting.
Forgive Father 2.
I mean, anything that is a bit of a
right, yeah, this is the comic book one.
Lovecraftian nightmare is going to hold up well, but just flick through those screenshots and tell me that shouldn't win awards.
I feel like though this may have been after the cutoff of the Game Awards because it came
was
out
released on October, but it was in early access for probably 6 months before that.
Right, okay. We may see it next year then, and it is absolutely stunning.
Not good enough, Tim. Do better.
Sorry, I'll tell Jeff Keighley to pick it up.
Yeah. I'll tell you what day I added it to my... what day?
Wish list.
Well, you've got it in Steam Family.
Oh, incredible. Even better.
We love Steam Family, by the way.
We do. Big plus for that. But best art direction out of them. You're saying Black Myth Wukong.
Yep.
I'd probably lean towards Metaphor, personally.
I wouldn't complain.
No. Alex, your thoughts?
I think I'd probably lean to Meta 4 because Black Myth Wukong looks very good, but it looks like any other sort of gritty dark fantasy game. Not to say it looks bad at all, because it looks incredible, but there are other games that look like it, or similar veins. Whereas ReFantazio was a bit sort of out there.
All right.
Tim, just to really annoy you, do you think Forgive Me Father 2 should be in, or should have been in these awards, or considered? It was nominated last year.
Was it actually?
Yeah, it was.
God damn it. Okay. See, I don't keep up with the...
Outstanding visual style.
Best narrative. We're down to our last 3 categories, by the way, guys. Best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Sonic Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. I mean, again, I haven't played Infinite Wealth just yet. It's on the list of things to play, but if it's anything like what I've played previously of the Yakuza series, big plus. However, because I haven't played it, I can't vouch for it.
What would you vouch for? Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy, yep. Or Balatro.
Yeah, I would give it to Balatro.
Yeah. Joey, you've played Silent Hill 2 on this list.
I have. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's fucking great.
That? Everyone give it that?
There you go.
Yeah, why not?
Why don't you want to give it to Final Fantasy?
I don't like...
It's the same story as the previous Final Fantasy VIIs.
It's actually very different.
Yeah, but that... Hold
no,
on.
It is.
No, it is genuinely different, Alex. But I would say... If you're discounting something because it's the same as its previous version, Silent Hill 2 literally is the same story as the previous version.
Yes, I know.
Just updated.
But the thing that I'm not particularly happy with when it comes to Rebirth being in this category is that it doesn't include a start and an end. Like, we've got Final Fantasy VII Remake on its own, and then it's not a sequel, it's just a continuation of the same story. And which also hasn't finished yet because part 3 isn't out yet.
Is that not the definition of a sequel?
I suppose it is, yes, but like the fact of the matter is it's not a complete story. The gameplay is really good, and it is a good what we see of the story in Rebirth is really good, but it's not the full story.
Oh, okay.
That's my gripe.
Fair enough.
Let's give it to Silent Hill.
Let's give it to Balatro.
Balatro wins.
Woo. Winner of that, by the way, was Metaphor ReFantazio.
That's fine. I mean, no qualms against that.
No. Best game direction. It was the nominees were Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Black Myth, Black Myth, Black Myth.
You're going Black Myth?
Yes, because it's good.
Okay, good.
The masses have spoken. You heard them chanting.
Balatro it is. Alex, your thoughts on any of them?
Yeah, I mean, I want to give it to Balatro because the guy knew what he wanted to do, which is the definition of a direction, and he did it.
Yeah. I'd probably also give it to Balatro, but
if I remember rightly, was it not? Did that not come about because he had some time off work? He got made to take holiday. I don't know if it's some urban legend thing, but I think he'd not taken any time off work for the year, and his boss went, "You've got to use your annual leave." So he just took it all at once and made Balatro.
Made himself a millionaire in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he never went back to work.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame him.
And his boss is like, "Oh, rats.
Oh, rats.
We lost local thunk."
Astrobot won that, by the way. Which, again, I've no qualms with that. Having played the first one, it's definitely got a very solid sense of direction. That being forwards. Last award, Game of the Year. This is the best game.
The controversial one.
The big controversial one. Game of the Year nominees: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Elden Ring is incredible, but also, like I said, not a game. Therefore,
DLC.
Unfortunately, as much as I love From Software, they shouldn't be here.
I think they might have heard you when they announced what they're doing next with the Elden Ring IP.
They did, yeah. They
Yeah.
said that guy on Two Blokes from Blighty wasn't happy. Let's make a game.
As much as I love Balatro, I don't think I could give it to Game of the Year.
Why not?
I can 100% appreciate its cultural influence. It was massively impactful and absolutely absorbed me for about 2 or 3 weeks. But there are some times where I'm just like, I really can't be fucked to play Balatro. I get through periods of it.
2 or 3 weeks, eh?
Oh, how much time have I put into it?
2 or 3 weeks, eh, Tim?
Balatro. All right, maybe I put 285 hours into it.
2 or 3 weeks, huh, Tim?
What are you about to show me?
Well, I've put 142 hours into it. You've put 99 hours in.
My Steam's showing me 285.
Well, it says 99 for me, but yours is obviously going to be correct.
Game is good, but there are points where I just can't be bothered with it.
2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks. Alex, your thoughts on Game of the Year?
I mean, the only one I've played is Balatro, so I've got to give it to Balatro. But
Balatro wins, baby.
I'm with what you're saying about it doesn't. Not that it doesn't deserve Game of the Year. That's not the right thing. It doesn't feel compared to the amount of work that's gone into other games. I'm not saying Balatro was an easy make, but it is significantly smaller in scope and scale than something like Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
I think I really want to argue hard against what you guys are saying, because the game doesn't feel massive. It doesn't, but it is, and it's got infinite replayability.
Mm-hmm.
It also obviously wasn't made by a AAA developer, which I think the Game Awards and as a result, what we have been almost conditioned to think should be nominated and win the Game Awards is. It's obviously not that. However, I think that the fact that it's got infinite replayability, it's unique, and it's not like anything else that I've seen before. It's available to so many people, and that really has to be factored in. I think there's a really strong argument for Balatro to win Game of the Year.
Yeah, it's fair.
I know Astrobot won it.
It did win.
So I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Well, I haven't
because
played
it
Astrobot.
kicked up a storm.
I mean, I've not played Astrobot. I want to. I'm going to at some point, but I just haven't played it.
Alex?
Same. I've not. Like I said, I've not played anything in this category except Balatro. I can't say I'm surprised that Astrobot's won.
Nope.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other about it.
But I think the reason that people kicked off is the exact reason that you guys were saying that you wouldn't have Balatro be your Game of the Year. Because I know that Sony is a AAA developer, but Astrobot doesn't look like a AAA game. It's not steeped in realism. It looks like it's made, like Tim said, the first one as a bit of a software show off, a tech demo for the PS5, which is fine. I also think it's quite sad that people kicked off about it, because the whole point in Game of the Year is there was enough people that went, because it's a community vote Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Enough people went and said, this was my favourite Game of the Year out of the ones you provided. And people were like, well, it's made for families and it's made for children, so it can't be the best game made this year. What does it matter?
That doesn't make any fucking difference.
I really was disappointed the day of the Game Awards and with this controversy, because it really showed that I think the gaming industry is a really massive gatekeeping circle.
It's toxic as all hell.
I think that video games are for absolutely everyone, and if you didn't have a accessible port, let's say you're 12 years old and your access into video games is Astrobot, then amazing, great. Love it. Enjoy your game.
You've got an exceptional way in there.
If every single game was, and it's a good game, but let's say every single game was like Black Myth Wukong, the gaming community would be minuscule.
Yep.
Yes.
Because it's too hard and people won't get in and enjoy it. I think if Black Myth was the first Soul-style game I played, I wouldn't get into it because it's really difficult and it's really hard to grasp. Whereas Astrobot welcomes you in with open arms and said, look, here's our game. Play it. This is good. And I think that, to me, is why it should be Game of the Year. I know that there's a lot of PlayStation fanboys that will vote it because it's PlayStation, but there's a reason they're PlayStation fanboys, because they're passionate about the console and the hardware that they play on and genuinely believe it's the best. It's a shitty, toxic thing, PlayStation Xbox wars. However, these people are passionate enough about their hardware to say this is the best gaming system. And I don't think they'd shout about it if they weren't. So I think well done, Astrobot.
I have a bit of a... This is going on a bit of a tangent here. I have a bit of a theory with... it seems to be mostly PlayStation fanboys. As someone who owns a PS5 myself and a PS4...
All right, flex.
Get on my gaming PC. No, I have this feeling that Sony fanboys in particular are real victims of the sunk cost fallacy. In that, I understand the massive appeal of, plug and play for your console. That's a really, really important thing for a lot of people's accessibility into gaming. However, your £500 box doesn't necessarily make someone else's £500 box any less redundant. And Sony fans in particular seem to be very, very, very adept at shitting on anyone else that isn't a Sony fanboy. And this isn't to take away from Astrobot. I'm sure it's an exceptional game. However, Sony fanboys, wind your neck in, please and thanks.
Fair enough.
That's my little soapbox. Astrobot rightly won.
I think it's important for the direction of the game industry that Astrobot won, because I don't know if you remember their acceptance speech, but one of the things they'd said was they wanted to make a game that was accessible and welcoming to children specifically, because of, like Joey said, the amount of games that are just not welcoming to kids and people wanting to get into games. Some kid picks up Call of Duty Black Ops because it's the game that everyone's playing. That's not going to be a good introduction to the games industry. But something like Astrobot, where the developers have gone from day one, we are developing this as an introduction to games for kids.
Yeah.
But we want it to be something that anyone can enjoy. And I think if more developers did that, we'd have better games.
Well, yeah. Can I stress as well that something that Astrobot does, if it's anything like what I played at the tech demo of the first Astrobot game, if it's anything like that, Astrobot does something that none of these other games are doing, which is taking advantage of the hardware available. So Astrobot, the demo thing, the free one that comes with the PS5, as said, was much more of a tech demo for the PS5 controller and what the PS5 can do. But it did it in a very, very clever way in making the player interact with the hardware specifically. One of the PS5's big selling points is the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. So the whole thing of, if you pull a string on a bow in a game, you'll feel that resistance in the controller, and sure enough, you do feel that resistance in the controller. But outside of a couple of things, like in Final Fantasy 16, pushing a big heavy door, you feel the feedback from it. That's about the only thing I get from that. And Astrobot is making use of all these little neat features that Sony has packed into this console, and no one else is doing that on this list.
Yeah, very happy that Astrobot won. It wouldn't be my choice for Game of the Year, but not all games are for me, and that's what people don't really understand, I think, sometimes.
Yep. Why is the game
I understand
catering to me?
I understand its passion, but it really, really... I don't want to say it upset me, but it didn't make me feel great about saying, like, I'm a big fan of video games the day of the Game Awards.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
So what the moral of the story is for this episode, Balatro wins. I've been him at work when Bembo and everything. Joey, anything you want to sign off with for this episode?
I'm Joey Latro, and I'm playing Balatro right now.
Ballad these nuts. Alex?
I'm Alex Smith Wukong, and take that, you bastards.
Take that, you bastards. We'll see you on the next Podmas episode out tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about the announcements from the Game Awards.
Which we're recording in 3 minutes.
Hey. Can I get the Podmas shingle, please?
Podmas.
I was too
That's
busy
okay.
playing. I was too busy
Podmas,
playing
yeah.
Balatro Game of the Year.
It's Podmas, Christmas time, 30 days, Podmas is here, Podmas is here.
You bastards.